Welcome back. This is Siphon Stories. My name is Levi, and tonight we have a new story. Unfortunately, I could not think of a name for this story, so it is merely going to be Untitled. Or, if I must refer to it using a name, The Giant and Three Adventures. Now, before we begin, I must say that this story may not be the best, but something I wrote recently, I figured why not tell it. The plains were calm, save for the three adventurers traversing through to reach a city that was still many leagues away. For one of the adventurers, it was his first time traveling between the city-states of the continent called Amaras, and he was eager for some action. He walked a little ahead of the others, looking for adventure. He was the old man's newest squire. The previous one had died in a great battle shortly beforehand. The old man with the walking staff was humming to himself, an old habit that helped him hone his focus to his surroundings. He was the strength of the party, yet the others only knows of a small portion of his ability. If something were to happen to them during this journey, as the boy wished, it was up to him, the old man, to keep them alive. The oddest one of the group was the girl who had only seen 18 summers, because she was dressed in a gown that was meant for a ball, not for adventuring. She had traveled to Kralos before, although did not expect it to take so long on foot. Why her father didn't send them with an escort baffled her, and now the only thing that made her feel safe was the bladed whip sheathed beneath the gown. Excuse me. A strong tremor in the earth broke the morning silence and caused the travelers to stagger back a few steps. The boy and girl both paused for a moment and then continued walking on, but the old man stopped and threw away his traveling cloak to reveal plate and metal armor underneath. The foresaw what was coming. The ground shook again, and in an explosion, a giant came out of the earth. On top of his elongated forehead stood a man with a black beard that seemed to be controlling the creature. He held out a glowing wand in his hands, a more battered salon robe. He had been hired to capture the girl. With the raise of his wand, he forced boulders to rocket from the ground and fly towards the adventurers. Three adventurers dived out of the way of the attack. The boy recovered fastest and fired arrows at the warlock, driving his attention away from the others. The old man ran over and stood between the girl and the beast, determined to protect the princess. He shouted at her to let them face this foe, and that she should flee on to Kralos. Then the man charged at the beast. The warlock watched the girl run around the giant before he could cast a spell to bring to immobilize her. An arrow hit him in his arm. He pulled out a healing rune and pressed it to the wound. The arrow snapped in half, and his wound returned to normal. He shouted a command, and the creature grabbed the boy and slammed him to the ground. The warlock then heard a noise behind him, turned around, and casted a spell that hit the night like a running bolt, knocking the old man off the creature. Now that the two of them were gone, the warlock looked for the girl, but she was gone. He looked down at the knight and squire and commanded the giant to crush him, but something wrapped around his throat before he could finish the command. The girl had climbed a tree next to the beast and hid until the warlock's attention was off her. And right when he was about to kill the guys, she took her chance and slung her whip around the warlock's neck. Excuse me. She smiled and threw the warlock off the beast. With the control spell broken, the giant stomped on the warlock until nothing remained, then burrowed back into the earth. The royal walked over to the knight and squire and healed them with healing runes, and three adventurers continued their journey towards town. That is their story. Not the best, not the most interesting, but a story nonetheless. Thanks for watching. If you happen to like it, leave a like. If you happen to completely hate it, leave a dislike. Got any critiques? Please comment. And if you have any ideas for an improv story I'm planning to do soon, I just haven't had ideas yet, you can comment those as well. I will post a link to this story in the description and it will be on Siphon Stories, my second Tumblr. Well, my Tumblr meant for this. Anyway, thank you. Good night.